Hi, everyone. I hope that you are enjoying your Friday heading into Shabbat and some relaxation as we enter the Torah portion called Shemini. Shemini means eight. It's a very complicated Torah portion. The first part has actually three major parts. The first part has the last details of the official sacrificial system. The second part has a really difficult mishap in regards to the Aaron's two younger children. And then the third part really actually talks about kosher laws, gives lists of kosher animals and unkosher animals. It's also, as you might see behind me, it is here at CBI across the world too, the Shabbat between the three yoms. Sometimes it's called yom is a day. The three yoms is so Yom HaZikaron, Holocaust Remembrance Day was yesterday. We're heading very shortly into Yom HaZikaron in a couple of days, and then Yom HaZikaron immediately falls into right after the 24 hours of Yom HaZikaron into Yom HaAtzmaut. That's Israel's Independence Day. So Holocaust Remembrance Day, a few days in between, followed by um, the sort of day of the Memorial Day, if you will, Israel's Memorial Day, and then Israel's Independence Day. And it's interesting that we're in the middle here where we get to decide where we're being pushed and pulled, particularly this year. Yesterday, Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, the world being filled with anti-Semitism and hate. And so it's a day for us to remember and reflect on that hatred and also find ways to push against that hatred. In a few days, Yom HaZikaron, the Israel Memorial Day, a very challenging day for those who are always lost in Israel and soldiers who are lost, particularly these years since October 7th. So challenging. And then immediately into Yom Ha'atzmaut, which is the celebration of Israel's homeland. And so I think the design of this is on purpose, and I think that we should really absorb ourselves into it is that the design of these days is very Jewish. We're supposed to go from this horrible memory of the Holocaust a few days later connect to the difficulty of Israel, but the fact that Israel transforms itself and becomes Israel in 1948. And this Shabbat has a name. It's called Shabbat Tekuma, which is the Shabbat of revival, because we find a way to take these three maybe very difficult days and turn them into something hopeful and wonderful. And so on this Shabbat, not just entering Shabbat, wherever you may be, physically or emotionally or spiritually, I hope that you find ways to be lifted. And also on these days, on these three yoms, that we find our way to dig deep into the sadness because these are difficult days, but also like Tekuma of revival, find ways to take these difficult days and empower us to move forward as individuals, as families, as our community, as the larger community, and of course, as congregation B'nai Israel. I hope that you have a last few minutes of your Friday, as I said, into what will be a restful time for everybody. Services are as usual at 6:30 p.m. and then tomorrow morning 8:30 for our Torah service and study. Let's try and put as much shalom as we can into our Shabbat. See you soon.